In this investigation, I will be comparing factors to see how they connect to form a correlation. The variables that I chose are age at first marriage for women and income per person. These two variables form a positive correlation or relationship. I will also be pointing out patterns, anomalies, and trends for two different years, as well as looking closely at two countries. To start off with the first pattern, Asian countries have a low income and a very low age at first marriage. The highest average age is 21 years for Philippines, and the highest income is Kazakhstan with a very low 2,300. The reason for this is because in 1907, the Asian countries did not have a strong economy as they do today. This is mainly due to the development of the government and infrastructure of the country. The second pattern is that all European countries have the highest age at first marriage. In European countries, the income is higher, which means people are not obligated to get married at an early age. This also connects to culture, as some people need to marry at a young age to support their family. An anomaly for 1906 is that Armenia has the lowest income of all the countries but does not have the lowest age at first marriage. This is because Armenia is poor. It was a former USSR country, or was part of the USSR, and had a very poor economy. Even though the income is as low as 849, the people still do not marry around the age of 50. Now for the trend. The income for all countries increase as time increases, and the age at first marriage first stays around the same age, then increases slightly. This is because the economy of the countries improves drastically for European, American, and some Asian countries. In the developing countries, though, the income per person does not have a big improvement due to the economy that has been affected by multiple factors, such as corruption and debt. The age at first marriage does not increase until 1990s because there are more people going to university and extending the marriage process for couples. Patterns for 2005. A pattern that can be seen through looking at this data is a cluster of African countries with a low income and a low age at first marriage. The cluster specifically around 20 years of age and 1,000 to 4,000 GDP per capita. This is caused by the low income that developing countries pay to their workers and people. Because of the developing and low standards of infrastructure and economy, the income per person is very low, the lowest out of all the continents. The second pattern that can be seen through looking at this data is a placement of European countries. The European countries have a high income and a medium to high age at first marriage. The income per person is more than Africa because most European countries are not developing countries, which have a strong economy and better infrastructure. It is not the highest because some Slavic countries are still developing. The age at first marriage increases because the cultures are different to the cultures in African countries, and because people are educated, they decide to marry at a later age. An anomaly that we can see from the data from 2005 is that the United States of America has the highest income and has a higher average age at first marriage than the rest of American countries. This is mainly due to a change in behavior for couples. For example, more and more people are living together before getting married. This allows for the time it takes to get married to extend. Also, more people have been going to college, which pushes back the marriage timelines for people. This is the Spearman graph and table. By looking at the data points in the graph, we can see that there is a positive correlation between the rank of income and the rank of age at first marriage. However, it is not a very strong relationship as the Spearman rank is 0.67, and the points on the graph are scattered around the linear trend. There are multiple outliers or anomalies that affect the accuracy and strength of the Spearman rank. In the United States, the income per person has a sudden decrease during World War I, then steadily increases until the 1930s, where it plummets again due to the Great Depression. There is a fast increase until the 1940s, where it decreases a lot due to the start of World War II. From then on, the income only increases as well as the age at first marriage increases due to more students' enrollment into university and change in the couple's culture. In China, the income per person increases until World War I. Then there's a slight increase until the late 1920s and 1930s. This is due to an internal conflict that broke out called the Central Plains War. From around 1940, there was a big decrease in income per person because Kuomintang and communists were in constant conflict. From the 1950s, the income increases, but in the 1960s, there is a major drop in income. This is because Soviets withdrew all their personnel from China and left many construction projects and business behind. Then on, there was a fluctuating increase in income until the mid-1990s, where there was a constant and fast increase. All the while, age at first marriage increased from around 18 years to around 24 years.